back at it again. Consistency is fuck.
Wow, yeah, look at that.
2 episodes in a week. Or 2 episodes in a row.
Yeah.
Sadly, we don't have Wes with us today.
He forgot to turn his alarm.
In true fuckboy fashion, the
Yeah.
man slept through an alarm.
But to be fair, he had a crazy story, so
He did have a good excuse.
we thought he had just died.
Yeah, we legitimately thought he was living up to his Instagram handle and actually being dead, but apparently he was just 2 hours away getting some booty.
Yep. Hey, it happens. Happens to the best of us, you know.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if I've ever driven 2 hours for
at 11 o'clock at night to
Yeah,
go
at
get
11
some
at night.
booty and then drive back that same night.
I would definitely be like, look, you can come here.
That's
I'm
a
not
lot
trying to go nowhere
That's
right
a
now.
lot of effort right there.
Dude, when I had first gotten a car, I wouldn't even, like that excitement when you first get a car, you're like, fuck, I want to drive everywhere. I was like, shit, if it's past like 10 o'clock, I ain't going nowhere except for the store.
Yeah. No, there are limits to where I'm going at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
At night. Especially if I was at home, like just chilling,
Oh, yeah.
and you're like, "Hey, come out." And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't
If
know,
it's
dude.
11, I'm like, nah, dude.
You missed your window.
Yeah. Now, if it's like 8, 9, okay.
Yeah.
10's kind of pushing it, but
Even-
probably 10.
Even 10. 11, I guess maybe it kind of depends where.
Yeah.
Anything further than like 20 minutes? Nah.
Yeah. If
Nah.
it's even 20, because if you think
Even
about it,
20
it takes
minutes
like
is pushing it.
it takes like 25 minutes to get to Medford. Think about driving to Medford at 11 at night.
I could justify that though.
You think so?
If I could be ready in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If I could be ready in less than 10 minutes and I'm out the door.
Ready and prepped.
Yeah.
Dude,
If I haven't showered, if I haven't shaved, and it's like, nah, dude.
you're bumming it like me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, well. So what's up, dude? What's new? The
Nothing.
world is open.
I know it is. I haven't noticed anything too crazy since the phase 1 started, just because I've been working the whole time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, dude. Nothing's
it's
changed
just
for me
another
except
day.
for, if anything, I'm more annoyed now because of how much traffic is on the road.
Yeah, it was
It's like
kind
the
of nice.
floodgates have been opened, dude.
Yeah, dude, when I pulled up this morning, I was like, because this is normally dead.
Yeah.
It's been dead. And I pulled up this morning, I'm like, why is there so many cars right now? And then I'm like, oh, it's Sunday.
I know, you're like,
Sunday
stay
brunch.
home.
Sunday brunch, man.
I know. I'm kind of bummed because the little restaurant down below us, goodness gracious.
It's a tough word, dude. Don't worry.
I can't say it. But they're not open, and I really wanted one of those tri-tip goodness bowls.
Yeah.
I was like really looking forward to it.
I hope they open back up, man. That'd be shitty
I
if
want
they
them
didn't.
to open up today.
I hope they open in general.
I
dude.
know. Yeah, it's a nice little spot.
But yeah, it's wild, dude. Gym's open.
Yeah, gym's finally open.
I don't know, dude.
I haven't been to the gym yet because the day that it opened back up, I got stuck at work till like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to the gym at 10 p.m. It's also a thing I don't do past a certain
They were also
time.
closed.
Huh?
They were also closed. Closed at 6.
Oh, right now their hours, dude?
Yeah.
Well, so.
So you were way off.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even been able to make it even if I got off work at normal time.
Yeah.
Oh, well. But on a good note, I just hired a coach, a nutrition and training coach.
An ex-podcast guest.
An ex-podcast guest,
Or
yeah.
not an ex, but he's been on the podcast a couple times.
Ex sounds like.
Yeah. We broke up with his bitch ass. No, just kidding, John.
So, yeah. So, for those who don't know, we had a guy on here a few times actually now, John Anderson.
Has he been on more than once?
I thought he's been on twice.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Because he was on the original Gunsmith podcast.
Yeah, he was on the
too.
Gunsmith one. But I thought he was on Not for the Week twice.
No,
Maybe not.
I think he was only on that once.
Dean was.
Dean was on twice.
Okay. So one of our guests, John Anderson, who's just a
Deep water.
deep water. I just recently hired him as my nutrition and my just coach in general, and so I'm excited. I start everything Thursday or Friday, and gonna kick my health into gear. So
while I want you to succeed, I also kind of am like hoping that you slack off a little bit, just so I can see the video that he sends you of, God damn it, Jay.
I know. Yeah,
Put down the fucking Cheetos.
dude. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I
one?
watched that video.
That was so fucking funny. I was dying when I shared that. I showed my girlfriend. I was like, "Hey, baby, you want to see my new coach?" She's like, "Sure." I showed her that video, and she's like, "Wow." She's like, "That's pretty intense." I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm like, that's what I need.
That's what you need, though. You need somebody with massive fucking traps that's just going to yell at you and call you, "Don't be a fat loser," and like,
tell me not to develop nasty tits.
Yeah, you look like a fucking chick, dude. And he
that.
pulls no punches. So
Oh, I
if
know.
you fuck up at all, he's gonna like mentally destroy you.
Well, and what's cool is like along with his nutrition stuff, which I haven't gotten any of that yet, but his nutrition and all his programming and everything like that, he also sends like motivational videos like every day with every clip
Oh,
that
really?
he gives. Yeah, he does. He like
What do you mean every clip? Like all the
or like with everything that he sends me, whether it be like
so he sends you something every day?
yeah, he sends me like he sends me a program every week, and then he sends me basically like meal by meal what I should eat for the day, and then he says it changes every single day.
Oh,
My
wow.
meals change.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
okay, that's intense.
So and he wants me to keep in like complete contact with him at all times during the day. Like after every single meal, he wants me to tell him like how my body feels after that meal. He wants me to tell him like how I did for the day, how training went, how I'm recovering, how I slept. I'm like, okay, shit.
Damn, that's intense. Dude.
Yeah, like he's like the key to your success is going to be your communication with me. He's like if you're not communicating with me, then I'm not going to be able to do my job and help you. Like,
Yeah.
that's good.
Damn.
So we talked on the phone for a little bit yesterday, and yeah, I'm excited because he's excited. You know what I mean?
Dude, he's a trip, man.
He is, yeah. I know. Just listening to him on the phone is nuts, dude.
Dude, he's yeah.
We're gonna change your fucking life, brother. I was just like, I believe you, dude. Like, I think so. But
That'll be wild, man. That'll be cool. So when do you start that?
Huh?
When do you start that?
Thursday or Friday.
Nice.
So it'll be like my Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Whatever, which one of those is.
I'm kind of excited to see what his program looks like for you.
I got it. He said
You got
not
the first week?
Yeah, he told me not to start it until
You start the diet.
he starts my diet too. He said that everything is going to be structured to work together. If I try and do the workout now, he's like, the chances are my body's not going to recover like it's supposed to.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, cool.
What does it look like?
It's like
Because I've seen
10 sets of 5 on like everything.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Like heavy. Does he tell you how much weight and stuff?
No. But it's like it'll be like it's front squats 10 sets of 5, back squats 10 sets of 5, dumbbell squats 10 sets of 5, split squats 10 sets of 5, and then he has some back extension and stuff like that. And then he has like on his arm day, it's like a lot of supersets, and it's all like 10 sets of 5.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm like that's a lot, dude.
I can't wait till he gets to the point where he does his true deep water shit with you, like where he gets to like his 100 rep sets.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, that's gonna be nuts, dude. I was like,
I can't wait to see you because you'll be like, ugh. You'll be dying.
I know, dude.
And you need that. You need that kick in the ass, dude.
I do. Yeah, I'm really excited to start it. I think because I know how to train and I know how to diet because I've done it before, but
You just don't hold yourself accountable.
exactly. And so I think like having money on the line and like putting some like that's like truly investing myself into like becoming healthier and becoming better. So
Yeah, it's a special kind of person that can force themselves to diet, just like and train themselves and all that type of shit. Like, I'm not even gonna pretend like I can like that's a completely different human than I am. Like I consider myself pretty intense and shit, but like that stuff is even tough for me. Like forcing myself to diet, like especially if I don't have something necessarily coming up. If I'm just telling myself, hey, I need to get back in shape and like lose some weight, like that's tough.
It is
tough even for me.
Yeah, and you're an intense dude. Like you get after it, and your diet is really fucking spot on. Besides,
for the most
a couple
part,
bowls of cereal here and there.
For the most part, it's pretty on point. But it's like to get to that next level.
Yeah.
Of dedication or whatever in your because and I think a lot of people fail to realize that, but there's like levels to diet and nutrition and just levels to fitness in general. Like everyone's like, oh, I need to get in shape before I go to that gym. Like I'm not in shape enough to go to that gym. It's like you're failing to realize that there are levels at every gym, right? Like it's not like, oh man, I can't do 5 pull-ups, so I can't go into that gym. It's like, no. Everyone starts, at 0.
Yeah, exactly.
So it doesn't matter that you can't do 5 pull-ups. You can still go to that gym and you can still work out.
Well, and I think one of the biggest issues is people who say stuff like that. People who are like, "Oh, I'm not strong enough to go there," or "I can't do this, so I can't go there." It's like that means that you're settling for less at a lesser gym where you're not going to push yourself to get to the level that you think you need to be at to go to that gym. You're gonna subconsciously train at a level you feel comfortable at a lesser gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, really, you're capping your potential because you're assuming that you're never going to get to that point.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're also building in a built-in excuse of, I'm not there yet, so I can't go there yet. Uh-huh. But you're never really going to get there, because you don't even necessarily know what it takes to get to that point, right? Like, let's say, hey, like you see this, like I see it all the time, like people that don't want to go to the duo, like they're like, oh, I'm not in shape enough to go there, or I have to get in shape a little bit. It's like, well, let's say, what do you view as in shape to get there, right? Like, okay, well, I need to do 15 pull-ups before I can go there. Okay, well, have you ever done a pull-up? No. Do you know how to do a pull-up? No. Do you know what it takes to get to the point where you can do 10 pull-ups or 15 pull-ups or 20 pull-ups? No. Well, then how are you going to get there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's a built-in excuse, and people need to realize that there's different levels to it. Like, you see people and they're like, oh my God, you're in such good shape. It's like, well, yeah, I'm in pretty good shape, but like, I'm in good shape around here. But then you go to like these expos and there's like another level, and then you go to these pro shows and there's another level, and then you go to like these like the CrossFit games and you see some of those guys. It's like, that's another fucking level.
Yep.
It's like you're never at the top. There's always going to be people higher, right?
Yep.
And I think that's one of the nice things about fitness is like you're never done.
Yeah, and that's what's cool is like that's like a big disconnect that I've noticed with a lot of people who aren't into fitness.
Yeah,
is a lot of the time someone who's not into fitness isn't going to understand that whole "you're never done" thing.
Yeah,
because they're done.
Yeah,
Well,
they have a goal set in mind, like I need to lose 15 pounds,
and that's it.
They lose that 15 pounds and then they're done. They never touch a gym again.
Yeah, and that's fine, whatever. But
until it comes back.
Yeah, and those are the people who are like, why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep doing that? Why, like, you look great. Why aren't you? Yeah. Why are you so worried about this or worried about that? You know what I mean? But you don't get it.
Yeah,
like, that's kind of like the whole. That's like the whole thing. That's the whole part of it. That's kind of what makes it
part
fun.
of the beauty of it.
It is.
It's also part of the curse of it. Like, I remember I was at the store, maybe like it was probably 5-6 months ago, and somebody's like, "Oh, you're in really good shape. You probably work out a lot." I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Why? You look great. Like, why do you keep doing it?" I'm like, well, it doesn't stay like that. Like, I can't just be like, "Oh, you know what? I'm happy with where I'm at right now. I'm never gonna touch the gym again."
I'm just gonna look like
it goes away super fucking. It goes away way faster than it comes.
No, absolutely. And trust me, I know it, man.
Yeah, you're on the other end of that, right? Like,
yeah, I'm on the climb back up.
Yeah,
that's like, I think that's another reason why I hired a coach too, is because, dude, I'm so like sick of making excuses and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was even telling John that too. I was like, like I talk all this talk and I get on people who aren't dieting or get on people who want to do this, and I tell everyone you can do it, and I tell everyone it's not a big deal. Like, just you have to want it, but I don't want it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, it's not that you don't. It's not that you don't want it. It's that there are other things that you want, right? Like, it's a matter of priorities.
Yeah,
like fitness used to be like your number one priority, right?
Yeah.
And then you had a kid, and you got involved with Kaya, and then it's like, I got a job, so the priority list grows, and then it's like time management, right?
Exactly.
Like, how do you manage the fitness priority and keep that up there, right? Because you have other obligations, you have other priorities, and then it becomes, well, that's super important, and then it just becomes a time issue. It becomes, managing that time. It's like, oh, I need to spend time with Kingston. I need to spend time with Kaya. I need to go to work. I also need to go to the gym. But they're like, you know what? The gym's, like, in your mind, the gym becomes not as important.
Yeah.
Which is not a good thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. Just from mental aspect
Exactly.
and physical aspect. But it happens. And you start minimizing the importance and the priority of the gym. Mm-hmm. And so it's forcing that. It's just forcing that. It's not like you don't have the time to go to the gym. It's just forcing it back into that hierarchy of priorities.
Exactly. And honestly, dude, I think a lot of that has to do with the simple fact that I'm lazy.
Yeah.
And so when I think about my day and my schedule, and I think about all the fucking shit that I juggle, which isn't really a lot, but at the same, like, mentally, it feels like a lot.
Yeah.
Right? How my day and how my work schedule is structured gives me plenty of time to work, eat, interact with Kaya and Kingston. Like, they can come by my work and hang out for 20 minutes a day or whatever.
Yeah.
And gives me time to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
So, but because I'm lazy, I don't give myself that time.
Yeah. Well,
Like, I don't allow myself to utilize that time. Instead, I say, well, it's 6:30. I'm off. I'm just going to go home because I've had a long day.
Day.
That's
I'm
what
tired.
pre-workout's for.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean?
That's what BLASTHOUSE is for.
That's what BLASTHOUSE Strawberry Lime is for, pre-workout.
But it's an interesting thing though, because like a lot of people use that excuse, the time thing, and I'll be the first to admit that, like, if you just, say, oh man, I work, I go to, if you just list them off like that, it sounds like you have a lot of time, or it sounds like you have a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
But then when you actually like write it out and like how long each of those things takes and like put it out there, it's not that long. Like, what, you work 8 hours, right?
No.
9?
I work 10.
So you work 10 hours,
Yeah.
right? So there's 24 hours in the day. You work 10. You sleep, let's say 7.
I probably
Let's
sleep
say 7.
about 7
We'll
hours.
say
every
7
day.
for the sake of this.
7,
So that's
6,
17 hours right there.
Mhm.
So that leaves you 7. What?
8.
Yeah, 7 more hours.
8
No, 7 hours.
8, or is it?
7, dude. Jesus.
Oh.
10 plus 7
Oh, it is 7.
plus 7.
Hey, I was only off by 1 hour. 25-hour days.
I wish, right? No. So 7 hours. So you have 7 hours every single day that you work, and that's only the days that you work.
Yeah.
What are you doing with those 7 hours? You can't go to the gym for an hour and a half.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say you knock out another hour for commute.
Yeah.
And then that's still 6 hours.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're telling me out of 6 hours you can't go to the gym for an hour and a half?
Well, and you know what? A lot of it in the beginning, had to do with the fact that I had just had a kid. So, when I go to the gym, even if it's for an hour and a half,
It's an hour and a half that you're not spending with your kid.
yeah. And when I come home, it actually turns into 7 hours I don't spend with him, which in return turns into an entire day I don't.
Oh, because he
spend with him.
sleeps.
Yeah, because
he goes to sleep early.
Yeah, because when I go to the gym, that means when I come home, Kingston is in bed.
Well, so you know what the solution to that would be? You go home right after work, hang out with him for a couple hours, and then go to the gym when he sleeps.
But then in a couple hours, it's 9 o'clock at night, which means I have to drive to the gym, which means I'll get to the gym by 9:30, which means I'll start my workout by 9:45, 10 o'clock at night.
So what time does he go to bed?
He goes to bed at 7:38.
So let's say he goes to bed at 8.
Okay.
Okay. So you get off work on a good day.
On a good day, if I'm early out, 6:30.
Okay.
On my normal day, 7.
So we'll say 7. It takes you how long to get home?
15 minutes.
So you drive home 7 o'clock. You get there at 7:15.
Yeah.
45 minutes with him.
Mhm.
Leave at 8.
Go to the gym.
Go to the gym. Get to the gym at
8:30.
8, maybe 8:30. You're starting your workout.
Probably starting my workout by like 8:30, 8:45. Really getting into it by 9. By about 9:45.
Well, see now
Getting better.
Now you're building an excuse. You can work out faster. It doesn't take you 40 minutes to get going, right? Let's say you get to the gym at 8:30. Mm-hmm. You leave your house at 8. It doesn't take you 30 minutes to get to the gym.
It takes me like 25 minutes.
Yeah. So you get to the gym at 8:25. You're drinking your pre-workout on the way. 15 minutes to warm up.
Yeah, that's true.
It should only take you 15 minutes to warm up, and then you're getting into your workout by 8:45.
Yeah, huh? Yeah. And then by 9, I'm already probably almost done with my first exercise.
Well, that's all depends on what type of workout you're doing. But if you're on time crunch and you're just trying to get in, you're supersetting, you're moving faster. So, yeah, dude, you're working out by 8:45.
Yeah, that is plenty of time.
And it's plenty of time. So
I never thought about it like that. But
But that's the thing is like people don't think about it. They just list off like, oh man, these are my commitments, and they're like, I don't have time for it. See, I have to spend time with my son. And it's like, well, if you break it down by time, right? Like, okay, you need to spend time with your son. So go home right after work, hang out with your son, and then go back to the gym. It's true. Not enjoyable, and that's the biggest thing when it comes to all this shit.
Yeah,
is it's not enjoyable and it's not always easy, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because then I would be like, well, why would I drive all the way home just to hang out for 45 minutes, just to drive all the way back, just to drive all the way back home again?
Yeah, it sucks. It's not fun.
But it's doable.
If the reason that you're not going to the gym is because you're not spending time with your son, and you want to go spend time with your son, then go spend time with your son, and you got to take that sacrifice. That's the trade-off.
Yeah.
You want to spend time with your son, you got to do a little extra driving.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to work out at a shitty time.
Which I enjoy driving, so it's not like it's a big deal anyways.
But see, that's the grand scheme of the issue with people when it comes to time management is that they always look at it, they look at it as not necessarily convenience, but like comfort.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable for you to do that.
Yeah.
You're doing an extra commute. You're doing an extra, 35 minutes of driving, extra 40 minutes of driving. Who knows? That sucks. It's not fun. Nobody really would like to do that.
Unless you're Wes and you take 2-hour trips at 11 o'clock at night.
You know what? Wes is valuing the vagina over sleep, right?
There you go.
It's the hierarchy of priorities.
Yep.
Booty over Z's. So, okay. But when it comes to time management, when it comes to, goals, there has to be a little give and take in regards to your comfort level, right?
Absolutely.
If it was easy and comfortable for you to accomplish your goals, there would be a lot less miserable fucking people out there, right? There would be a lot less people struggling, hating their jobs and hating their bodies and all this extra shit. There would be a lot less of those people if it was comfortable to accomplish goals. But the way goals are set up, however that came about, the way that goals are set up, it's not easy and it's not comfortable, right? Starting a business is not comfortable. Oh, yeah. Getting in shape is for sure not comfortable.
Dieting is not
dieting for a show or something is not comfortable. Getting six-pack, fucking uncomfortable, dude. Becoming a Navy SEAL, fucking awfully uncomfortable, right? Like terrible.
I follow a dude on TikTok who's a Navy SEAL or who was a Navy. I don't know. I feel like once you're a SEAL, you're a SEAL.
I feel like
But he talks about SEAL training.
Yeah.
And he goes through like different things that you go through.
On TikTok?
Yeah. It's dope. And I'm like, dude, that sounds fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like those dudes do some crazy shit just to prep themselves for the missions they have to go on and stuff. Yeah,
dude. All that type of shit, it's not comfortable, right? Mm-hmm. But it's the fact that it's not comfortable which makes it so rewarding. You know? And it makes it such an accomplishment at the end of the day.
Yeah, because easy things aren't that fun.
It really isn't. Have you ever noticed that? Like, it's the whole thing of like when somebody gifts you something, you don't give a shit about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like you give a shit about it, but like you can destroy it and not feel bad, right? But if you purchase it yourself, it's like, don't touch that thing.
It's hard. Yeah, dude. I tell you what, it's easier for me to break someone else's stuff than it is to break my own stuff.
Right?
If I'm like, fuck, I just spent hella money on this. Like, I don't even think about, I don't really break stuff anymore. Like a little kid, but dude, I totally get that. 100%.
Well, it's like my first car, right? I got my first car and I didn't pay for it all by myself. I had some help with the down payment and stuff. And it wasn't an expensive car to begin with. but it didn't mean as much.
Yeah.
Right. Then this Jeep that I just got like back in November, I treat that like fucking like my baby because I pay for everything out of that by myself.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't scratch my car, don't touch my car. I got to go wash it. I got to do this.
Yep.
But that car that I had my first car as, like the first 2 weeks, I dinged up the fucking door. I was like, and I just left it. I like never got it fixed.
Yeah.
It just doesn't mean as much.
That's kind of how it was with my little white car too. Like it was such a hunk of junk, and I was like, this thing sucks, dude.
Right. And it didn't take much to get.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing, right? Like my first car was like maybe $10,000, right? Yeah. So my car payment was like $100.
That's crazy because we had the same car.
Yeah.
And mine was $900.
Yeah.
I paid $900 for that thing.
Well, it's also I bought mine brand new.
Yeah, way different.
But it was like $100. So it's like that's nothing. That's like 10 hours of work.
Yeah.
And so it didn't mean shit. But now my car, this is a fairly expensive car for me.
Yeah.
And
so it's a fairly expensive car.
It's a fairly expensive car just in general. And so it's like the amount of work and the amount of shit that has to go into every car payment is way more.
Yeah.
And so the amount of investment and emotional investment I have into that is dramatically different.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Same thing with you and your coach, right? If it's just you, like you can allow yourself to slack off. You're like, I don't need to do this. But if you know that you're not going to do that and somebody's going to yell at you, you don't want somebody yelling at you or disappointed in you.
Yeah.
I think that's even more so, like more than someone yelling at you. You don't want someone disappointed. You don't want to let somebody down.
Yeah.
Right?
I hate letting people down, and I hate wasting pretty much anything, including money.
Yeah.
So if I'm paying someone to help me do something, and I don't do what they're telling me to fucking do,
you're basically throwing the money away.
I'm throwing money away. Every month I'm fucking just throwing money in the garbage.
Yeah.
And I cannot, that will drive me nuts.
Yeah.
I'd hate wasting, dude, on anything, even if it's $10.
Yeah. No, 100%. And that's the big thing here. Like you have to have some emotional investment. You have to have some discomfort. Like there has to be a greater reason.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people find ways to go around that so that there isn't that.
Yeah.
And it takes away from the end result.
Oh, yeah. And that's just a human nature thing, and that's why people who are so damn jacked, there's like few of them, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people in shape, but there's like the few that are just like freaks.
Well, it's the levels, you got the base level, and there's everybody's there, right? And then you got the next level up, and it's like your average gym guy, right? Like 3 days a week, maybe. And then you got the next one. That's the person that goes 5 days a week.
Yep.
And then you got the next level, and that's the person that goes 5 days a week and they take some supplements, right?
Yep.
And then you got the next level, and they're like meal prepping every day, going to the gym 5 days a week, And then you got the next level where it's like people compete and their diet's on point.
Yeah. And
then you got the next level where they're professional. It's like it's a pyramid.
Yep.
People fall off every level, and it's wild, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's only so much room at the top. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not everyone can be up there.
Well, that's the thing is there could be a lot of people up there.
Yeah.
But what it takes to get to that top.
Yeah.
Like even look at Justin. The amount of like Justin is not even a professional yet, right? He doesn't even have a pro card, so he's not even at that level yet.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, he's not at the Olympia, which is like the top of the top, right? He's a national level, or he's about to be a national level competitor. But look at the amount of dedication and shit that he puts into that, right? And he's at that level.
That day in and day out dieting.
Before he had won the overall, he had put so much work in, and he had still come in second.
Yeah.
Right? It's like he put that much effort in, and he got second at a regional show, right? Like because the Emerald Cup, I think he got second at the Emerald Cup. He didn't win.
He did get second at Emerald.
So he put all that fucking effort in for his first show. Looked fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Got second. I mean, if you showed somebody what he does on a daily basis, the amount of food, the amount of training, the amount of pain he puts himself through, and then you say, oh, and he got second.
I know that is weird to think, dude.
right?
Because he has an overall working mentality. Like,
Yeah,
he has that first place.
He has a
training.
professional fucking mentality to it. Like, he's diligent. He's watching training videos all the time. He's prepping fucking 7-8 meals a day.
Yeah, he's never missing.
He's not missing. Yeah,
and he's a hard worker, man. Like I've worked with him before, like at Forward, and he works his fucking ass off. And
he runs businesses. He does all that shit, and then he goes to the gym at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. He's there for 2.5 hours, like
with the same intensity that he like. The cool thing about Justin is he trains with the exact. Well, you do too. Actually, is it's every time you guys train, it's the same fucking intensity. No matter if it's just arms or if you're training something crazy like legs. Like it's always the same. And I'm like, dude, I don't feel that way.
Right.
I have my favorite body parts I like to work. Like I like working back. I like working chest. I do not like working legs, but I trade legs hard because I know that it's important.
Yeah,
but I slack on like arms. Like I don't really like training arms very much. I don't really find it that enjoyable to train arms.
I don't
think
so
I love
either.
Shoulders.
I think arms are a weird one. Arms is fun to train if you're lean.
Yes.
If you're not lean, arms is like what am I doing? Like you don't see a bicep vein. Like you get a pump, but like it's not cool to train arms when you're not lean.
Yeah. And I'm not lean, so I don't enjoy training arms. Even when I was 240, I didn't really enjoy training arms a whole ton. I train biceps when I train back, and I train triceps when I train chest.
Yeah, if you're not vascular and you're training arms, it's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. And that's like how it is with legs. Like if you're a thick dude and you don't have diced legs, it's not really that fun to train legs.
I think legs just in general is not fun to train because it's super uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I always feel like shit training legs. But I always feel worth it. Dude, the last leg day I had, I was sore for like a whole fucking week.
Yeah.
It sucked. I couldn't believe it. I was like starting to think something was wrong with me. I'm like, why am I not recovering? It's been a whole week. I still can't walk.
I used to love training legs. And then like the last like month I've been doing, or almost 2 months, pretty much since the quarantine started, I started this program.
Yeah.
And it's been front squats every fucking leg day. And it got to the point where I was like, literally, I hate leg day now. Like, I dread it all fucking day because I hate front squats so much.
I hate front squats, too. I hate front squats, and I hate SSB squats.
See, I love SSB squats. Front squats are the devil because I can't do the cross arm thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know how people put any sort of weight and do the cross arm. Like that little fucking, like, how do you?
I can do it just fine, but my issue when I do that, I noticed, is I cannot stay as tight doing that as if I just do a front rack position. Like, I even though my front rack is terrible because I don't have the wrist mobility or anything like that, forcing myself to do that, I feel so much tighter. Like I feel like I'm really able to engage my back and stay upright. When I do it, when it just lays across my delts, I just like tip, dude.
Yeah, you don't. Get
I end
tight.
up like. Oh, it almost ends up like falling into my arms like a Zercher. And I'm like, dude, I'd hate this.
I don't know what it is. It's something about how you're, because it's almost like you're not locking your lats in enough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And see, when I'm like this, my lats are so flared.
Yeah.
Because my arms are at such a weird position.
Yeah.
That like I have no other way to be than to have tight lats.
Well, it's also something to do with the grip of the bar. So like, it's the whole body working together in the tightness. And Charles Poliquin talked about it a lot, is when you would squeeze the bar, even though you're not doing anything with your forearm, you're squeezing the bar and you're activating your forearm, which activates your bicep, which activates your shoulder, which activates your lat. So it ends up creating like a total body engagement,
that makes sense.
which you need for the squat to stay tight. Right? So you think about squeezing the bar as tight as possible and then trying to bend the bar as tight as possible. It ends up creating a level of tightness that is like far and away better than if you just, like the people that just put like 2 fingers on the bar or whatever when they're squatting. The level of tightness, if you compare the two, and I guess they actually did some studies on it, that you end up getting more output when you're engaging the bar. And so I think there's a carryover too to the cross arm because you're not really squeezing the bar. You're kind of a lot of people are just resting their hands on it, or you're pushing the bar back.
I usually just like hook my thumbs in, and that's
I'm not really gripping the bar, and there's not really a way to do that if you have any sort of like size arms. Like I guess if you had like really tiny arms, you could do it, but I don't know.
That's like hella weird.
Yeah, but yeah, I have to do the front rack position. But my wrist mobility is pure trash. My wrist and shoulder mobility is pure trash.
Yeah, dude.
And so like doing reps of front squats in that front rack position is just miserable, dude.
Yeah, it hurts so bad. Like I have to. It gets so uncomfortable to where I'm like in pain after, and I'm like, and I just have to tell myself like this is for the better. But the problem is it stops me from advancing in weight on front squats because the heavier the weight, the more it hurts my fucking wrist.
Yeah,
like I have the strength
you just have to
do it.
You just have to do it consistently. Because like the first day I did it, I had to test for the program, and I think I did like 375 on front squat, which is trash compared to my back squat, right? Like,
well, yeah, but that's still cool.
But 375, and it was painful and it hurt, and my like our elbows were dropping. But then I ended up doing like, I think the program basically ended up being like 12, 10, 8, 6, like for weeks at like a certain percentage, and so I did that every week, and then my mobility gradually started getting better and better. There's also a trick too. A lot of people grip the bar like they normally do, or like how they grip it all the way with their thumb wrapped around. Mm-hmm. I found that if you go thumb over the top and you don't even hook the thumb around the bar and you try to do the front rack position,
really?
For some reason not engaging not leaving the thumb out of it. For some reason when you leave the thumb out of the grip, it's way more uncomfortable. Like it almost feels tighter. For some reason like this, it almost like makes this tighter. Yeah, but if you put the thumb through and you just open hand grab it,
it's because
for some reason
it comes down here. So when you're pulling this finger down and this thumb is flared, it's putting so much strain on that, which is causing discomfort in the forearm. Is the only thing I could think of.
So I switched it, and way easier. So I would try that.
That's what I'm gonna try because I was busting out like 135.
Especially if you're going to have to do it for fucking John.
50 reps, yeah.
Damn.
It's not 50 reps.
Especially if you told him, yeah, I did 10 sets of 5 at 135. You'd be like, brother, what the fuck are you doing?
The only thing that's good, dude. His voice is so nuts.
Maybe he'll invite you down to his new house down in Mexico.
That thing looks sick. Yeah. It looks like he's got a pretty dope set. He's so tan.
He invited us when we saw him at the LA Fit, but I wonder, like, did he really mean that, or was that just like a?
He's getting his guest house is getting all put together.
Well, man, we need to make a trip down to fucking Mexico.
Yeah, we do, dude. I'll get my passport.
Drink some Terramana with.
I need to buy some
John.
still.
Yeah, we gotta get some. Maybe I'll buy some today.
Yeah, let me know. I'll send you money.
All right. Yeah, man. I'm excited to get back after it, though.
Me too. I'm really excited to just.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, and it's cool. And like I was telling Kai, I was like, I'm always all over the place, like mentally, right? So I'm always happy with one aspect of my life, but never fully happy with my entire life or me.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I'm starting to do a better job at recognizing like what makes me happy and how much I need to do to keep myself happy with my life.
Right.
And so I'm excited to start everything and just start not feeling like shit. So
let's go.
Because quarantine has definitely made me just really think about my health. You know what I mean? Like mental health as well as just like physical well-being.
Yeah. And
I'm like, wow, I'm trash, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, dude, it's fun. Yeah. Like it's people make, like the quarantine. I understand why we did it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the coronavirus, dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Like killing a lot of people. And a lot of people have died from it, right? Not a lot when you consider the world population, but a lot of people have died from it. But I wonder the numbers that we can't quantify. Like how many people have starved, because of this? How many people have committed suicide because of all the anxiety and depression and extra shit that comes from, you know, the financial burden, the burden of not having an outlet like outside of your house. You know, how many people are stuck in their house and absolutely hate it there, like can't do the things that they love. I was talking about this with Justin the other day, like Luke Sandow.
Yeah.
Right?
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Luke, man, the juggernaut. That was terrible. That really made me sad. Like,
yeah, I followed him. I had been following him for a while, and I always enjoyed his content. Like, he seemed like such a cool dude. And I follow like one of his good friends, Squat Like Chow.
Oh yeah.
And
Chow.
I follow him too. And that's probably how I found Luke. Yeah, when I found out about Luke, I was like, wow, I'm like, that dude seemed like a pretty cool dude. That's crazy.
Well, I've been following him. I'm not going to lie and say that I've been following him for hell long, but I've been following him for probably a year.
Yeah.
And
that's probably as long as
I've been following him for like a year probably. And I loved his content. I loved his outlook, and he worked hard, and, you know, he seemed like a really cool dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I really want to meet him. Like, that'd be cool to meet him.
Yeah.
And I ended up not going to the Olympia last year, and he was there, obviously. I was like, oh, I'll see him at the Arnold. Obviously, Arnold got canceled. Yeah. Didn't get to see him. I was like, well, maybe I'll see him at the Olympia. And then this happened. It's like, God damn it, dude. Like, but then I was talking to Justin about it. Here you have a guy. He's a professional bodybuilder. He committed suicide, for those who don't know. He was an Olympia competitor, professional bodybuilder, committed suicide, like 2 weeks ago? Something like that.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago-ish, over in the UK. And I was talking to Justin about it because Justin's a huge fan. Justin and Steve are huge fans of his. Yeah. And here you have a professional bodybuilder. He already deals with like some mental demons, some anxiety, some depression, right? He already has all these underlying things. But on the surface, he's good because he's competing. You know, he's a professional athlete. He's got sponsorships. He's traveling the world. But then you put this guy on quarantine. You can't. He was training for a professional show in the UK, which was going to get him pro qualified, or not pro qualified, but Olympia qualified, right? So he was going to win the show. He was pretty much a shoe-in to win the show, get Olympia qualified, and then go back to the Olympia in September. They canceled that show, so here he is. You're taking his main goal and driving force, and you're canceling that. Then you're quarantining him. You're taking away his gym. You're taking away his social his social escape. Right? You're taking away his gym, like his probably therapy session for the most part. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, you're forcing him to stay in his house, where he has to like confront all these mental demons.
Yep.
You know. And so I'm not saying that the quarantine, like I don't know Luke, and I don't know, and I'm not saying the quarantine is the reason he committed suicide, but the quarantine definitely did not help.
Oh, absolutely not.
Definitely did not help. It may not have been the main reason that he did it. Like he has like I said, he had a lot of things going on. He had some, female issues and a bunch of other stuff and whatever we don't even know about, but it definitely didn't help.
Well, no, because now because exactly like what you're saying, you're taking away pretty much his entire life.
Yeah.
And then forcing him to stay inside and basically just like think about everything.
Yeah.
Because people like that, like anyone who struggles with, any type of just mental anything, right? Depression, anxiety, anything. Yeah. Like I get it. I know I struggle with that stuff. And anyone who struggles with that stuff knows that they're just like, you overthink and overanalyze everything. And so what do you do when you have nothing else to do but stay inside your house?
Yeah, you focus on
everything. You think about everything from the littlest tiny stuff about your life that you don't like. You start thinking about stuff you don't like about yourself. You start it's nothing but negative stuff, right?
Well, it's dangerous to put a single person alone with their thoughts like that.
Oh, absolutely.
If he's not in a group setting where he can talk to people about this, and he did have some outlets, like he did a podcast and stuff, and he could talk to people through that, but like he's not getting that one-on-one, like in-person social interaction.
Not the same,
or and he's not, constantly being surrounded by people that love him, especially with social media age. Like, there's people out there that are not nice, that I'm sure he's getting some negative comments, along with the positive ones. But to say that, it's that people are going to be okay if you just force them inside by themselves, alone with their thoughts, like for an extended period of time, without being able to give them like their outlets, it's tough, man. Like, I don't really necessarily struggle with depression or anxiety or any of that stuff on a normal basis. I have in the past, but and I was feeling like depressed a little bit during this quarantine.
Yeah.
It's not that like not that I do a whole lot anyway, but like the lack of travel, like the lack of seeing like people at the gym. Like, even though I was still working out, like I got friends that have gyms and stuff. Even though I was still working out, I wasn't interacting with as many people.
Yeah, it's just a totally different thing, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, I get it, quarantine. Like, I get it, you're keeping people safe, but you're really like putting a majority of the people because these days a lot of people struggle with all kinds of stuff.
That's what I mean. Like, how many people have committed suicide or, done or like had bad domestic disputes because of this quarantine? Like, how many lives have changed drastically because of this quarantine in a negative way?
Oh yeah, right? Absolutely. Well, I know, like, in terms of suicides, my girlfriend has picked up quite a few when quarantine started. Like, a few weeks into quarantine, it seemed like every call she was getting was a suicide.
Really?
And dude, it was kind of weird. And she doesn't pick up like very many of them.
Yeah.
Mostly it's health issues, heart attack or liver, something like
but
natural health.
She started picking up a little bit more.
But yeah, like there's a big increase when quarantine started. Probably 2 weeks in or so.
Yeah.
It's kind of when I started noticing it. But it was like, dude, it was like frequently, like maybe once or twice a day. It was just going to pick up another suicide. Yeah. And it was all ages, which was really sad.
Yeah.
From 12 to like 60. Yeah.
It's wild, man. Yeah. So how many things that we can't even quantify have happened because of this?
Yeah.
Like, Chrissy was telling me, like, there's a lot of kids at her school that don't eat unless they eat at school.
Oh yeah, I believe that, dude.
Like, they get their only food from the cafeteria at school.
Yep.
I was like, and I know that there have been a lot of places out there that have reached out and had, like, provided meals for those kids, like in certain areas, but not all of them are going to have access to that.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm a freaking what's it, a hot lunch? I'm a free lunch kid, man. I'm a free lunch baby. I used to hella rely on lunches.
Yeah.
Lunches from the school. I ain't never had lunch boxes or packaged meals or nothing like that. It was, I stand in the lunch line. That's my shit, dude. That like fuels me for my whole day. I was always jealous of kids that had lunch boxes and their parents packed them.
They got that snack pack.
I know they got that snack pack. I'm like, fuck y'all.
I'm about to beat you up and steal your snack pack. Right,
I got that free lunch. I got that mac and cheese.
Yeah, it's good that things are starting to open up, but like, I feel bad for like our friends down in California.
Yeah,
like, dude, California's on lockdown until August 1st.
That's
fuck out of here, man. How are you gonna lock down the beach?
I know, during summer too.
Yeah, dude. It's hot as shit in LA, and you know damn well that a lot of those people don't have fucking AC.
I know it. Yeah, I know it's hot as shit here. Well, not today,
not right now.
Past couple days have been super hot.
Yeah,
and California is way hotter.
Imagine being stuck in your house with no fucking AC.
Yeah,
a girlfriend that's nagging at you.
Yeah.
Kids that can't go to summer camp or whatever, and they're just running around, just annoying the shit out of you. Dude.
It's disrupting everyone's normal routine.
We just need to get back to normal, man.
Yeah. I'm blessed that we live in an area where we weren't hit hard at all, and things now are.
Well, we're also part of a population that's not really at risk.
Yeah, that's also very true.
That's cool. So,
if
you're at risk, stay home. But I think the rest of us need to get back to work, and I'm glad to see that they're starting to do that.
Yeah, and I think people who are at risk stay home on their own anyways.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm not really too worried about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been fine and we've been continuing, like in terms of work, we've been doing everything as normal.
Yeah.
And no one's
we're both lucky that we didn't end up having to struggle too bad during this.
Yeah, I would have lost my mind, dude. Kai goes back to work.
Imagine
like
being
next month.
out of work this whole quarantine.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy that things are opening up, but sad to see that certain places are still fucking closed indefinitely.
Goodness gracious, open up! I'm trying to eat a tri-tip bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Jeremy's trying to give you some business.
Trying to give y'all some business. Take my $9.
What else is going on with the world, dude? Anything exciting? 6ix9ine came out with music.
Dude, 6ix9ine's now.
Fuck that dude though.
A lot of there's some people who are like, if you support this rap, fuck you, blah blah blah, and like I get it, I do, right? He snitched, he ratted. You never ever do that. But
is it a banger? I haven't listened to it.
Oh, dude, it's a fucking certified slapper.
I think people,
it is a banger.
So the issue that I have is that I don't like 6ix9ine. I don't really like him as a person. I don't think I probably don't think he's a good person.
Yeah,
I don't know him personally, but I can make the assumption that he's not a good person from what I've heard.
Well, and even him being the fact he ratted too proves further that he's not.
Yeah. So don't like him as a person, but I think you should be allowed to like his music. Because Michael Jackson wasn't a great person, but we need to be able to separate someone's art from who they are. You know what I mean?
And that's
R. Kelly. R. Kelly's a shit person, but I will still bang to. Well, not bang. I will still bang Ignition remix.
Oh, dude,
bro,
absolutely,
all the time.
So, what's the original Ignition?
It's just called Ignition, I think.
But like, has anyone ever heard it? Because I've never listened.
It's pretty good.
I've never listened.
I want to say that I have heard it.
I
could just be making that up. We can't play it either way. Oh, here it is. Oh, that doesn't make sense.
What?
There's Ignition remix. So I'm on iTunes. I searched Ignition, and the first one that pops up is Ignition remix from 2002, and then from 2003 Ignition. So it's almost like he put out the Ignition remix. Let's see what this is.
You remind me of something. I just can't think of what it is. Girl, please let me stick my key in your ignition, babe, so I can get this thing started and get going, babe.
I like remix to Ignition.
The remix to Ignition.
The remix to
Ignition.
Yeah. Yeah, R. Kelly sucks.
He had some bangers, dude.
He did have some bangers, you know.
And I will still listen to them, but that does not mean that I support him as a person.
Yeah, and like 6ix9ine, like I was slapping Gooba. That's the name of the song.
Yeah,
I was slapping Gooba on the way here, and dude, I listened to that shit like 5 times because that song.
That doesn't mean that you like him as a person.
No, I think he sucks as a person. I think he's a really, really good entertainer.
Yeah.
But I think he's a crap person, man. And I thoroughly enjoy his music. It's aggressive, it's loud, it's wild.
It's good gym music.
It's stupid, it's good gym music. I feel good listening to it.
Yeah.
But he sucks.
Yeah.
But like you're saying, yeah, like you have to be able to separate like the person from the art.
I think and nowadays I feel like if you posted that you were listening to that song, somebody would message you and be like, "How are you supporting him? Like 6ix9ine's a clown, like
dude,
all this shit."
When that song dropped, like 5 people posted on their story that I know, and were like, "If you support this motherfucker, unfriend me." I'm like, "Shut up, dude!"
Yeah.
Like,
it's not that serious,
Christ.
dude.
Like,
it's not that serious.
Like it's so whack, dude. Like, first of all,
but I understand that, like, yeah, you streaming that music, that's money into his pocket.
Yeah,
so technically you are supporting him.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you're supporting his music career. You're not supporting him as a person.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not gonna try and kick it with 6ix9ine, like, if you know what I mean. But it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna try and listen to his music.
Yeah.
Like, if his music's sick, then his music's sick.
And it's also like, it's a weird thing because it's like, if somebody does something bad, does it does it ruin everything that they've done in the past? Like Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby's a shitty person, but I remember growing up on the Cosby Show.
Yeah, I remember
I've
him
watched
not
his
being shitty.
Yeah, I remember watching his specials
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, like his comedy specials. He's a funny dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does him being a rapist take away from the fact that he was funny and that he said a funny joke or that he made a good TV show?
That's what's kind of hard is like something like that, because obviously that's like super serious, right?
Well, yeah, he's a terrible fucking person. I hope he
Yeah.
rots in jail.
But it's like technically he's still funny.
Yeah.
Because he's just a funny dude. But it doesn't mean he's like a good person.
You can't watch the Cosby Show nowadays. Like if you watch the Cosby Show, like if I posted I was watching the Cosby Show, I can't even tell you the amount of outrage I would get.
I believe
from
it.
people.
Yeah, people would be ripping you apart for sure.
Or like, what's the other one? Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey gets all that like shit from Hollywood.
Yeah.
Or no, I guess Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein would be a better example because Harvey Weinstein, pure piece of shit, right? Like the guy, he raped a bunch of, or he didn't rape, but he was a sexual predator basically. Like he preyed on all these women and took advantage of them, and he was gross. And you hear some of the stories about like the shit he would do with some of these women. It's like, God, he sucks. Yeah. But he produced a lot of fucking good movies. Does that mean we can't watch those movies ever again?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like he was involved in a lot of good fucking movies.
Well, that's what makes it hard when you find out that someone who does something dope sucks.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, dude, it's like, how am I supposed to support you? Because like, although I support your ability to create, entertainment for me,
yeah,
I don't support you as a person. But by supporting your entertainment, I'm supporting you.
Yeah, like Harvey Weinstein, Gangs of New York.
Great movie.
Great fucking movie. You're telling me I can't watch Gangs of New York anymore because Harvey Weinstein produced it? Because technically I'm supporting him.
Yep.
Right? He's getting paid off of that if I go rent it or stream it. Maybe not, because maybe they maybe take away his share or whatever from that. But Kevin Spacey basically got blackballed from Hollywood, but he was involved in some good movies, man.
What did Kevin Spacey do?
Apparently he preyed on dudes.
Oh.
And like,
really?
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey?
Yeah. Apparently he's a little creepy.
I guess I could kind of see that. He's kind of a weird dude.
But he's made some awesome
fucking movies. He's been in a ton of good shows, good movies.
Yeah. Let's see. American Beauty, The Usual Suspects, 7, Baby Driver, 21, Outbreak, Horrible Bosses. Dude, those are all fucking awesome movies. Yeah. The Negotiator with Samuel L. Jackson. You ever watch that one?
I never watched that, but if it has Samuel Jackson,
go watch that.
I fucks with Samuel Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're telling me we can't watch those movies now because Kevin. So I think there needs to be a way to clarify. Like, yeah, I don't support him as a person.
Yeah.
But I can support what he put out.
Yep.
Because I think they're independent of each other. He's playing a
too.
character. He's not playing himself.
Yeah.
So you're not supporting him as a person.
You're supporting just the art and the entertainment.
Yeah.
Which is, dude, that's like what we pay for is entertainment. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Our whole life is fucking based off of being entertained.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw a lot of hate on 6ix9ine for dropping that song and it just being so popular. And obviously, like, he's wild on Instagram and goofy and stuff, so he says dumb shit on his Instagram lives and all that. But it's like,
the thing about it is people are always going to fucking hate. Like there's never going to be something that you could put out that nobody will hate on.
Oh, dude, at no point in time is everyone in the world happy.
Which is wild because like you could put out a video of a cute puppy just like barking. Someone will be like, "Why is it barking?"
Or someone will be like, "That's an ugly dog."
Oh yeah.
Or someone will be like, "I don't like dogs."
Or
I prefer cats.
Why are you exploiting this dog? Like,
oh Jesus Christ!
Somebody's going to be upset about everything.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy. Dude, I deal with it a lot in the car industry. You know, like customers. It would be like just a perfect car,
Right.
and they'll complain about a tiny little small scratch on the side of a door.
Well, because they're trying to get money off.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, stop trying to devalue my product.
Yeah.
I know what you're fucking doing. You want to devalue my product? How about I devalue your piece of shit?
Yeah. I'm giving you
Nice
$5 for
Geo
your Geo Metro. Geo Metros, bro. My mom had one of those back in the day. It was white.
Dude.
And she hit a fucking deer with it. I remember we were driving in fucking Michigan. She smashed a deer on the side of the road. That shit caved that whole windshield in. And this is how much of a fucking like crazy person my mom is. She bashed in the rest of the window so we could drive. We put sunglasses on. We drove to like 2 exits down so she could go to a store, or like not a store but like a mechanic that was open.
That's crazy.
So she just fucking smashed the rest of the window in.
Damn, that's some gangster, dude.
Instead of calling like a tow truck or whatever, or she just and we just drove.
Shit.
She's like, I'm not paying for a fucking tow truck.
Hey, I mean, I get it. Dude, there's times where like our windows would be so iced over that we would just put our head out of the
I do that all the
window.
time. Yeah. It's probably the stupidest fucking thing. in the world.
I used to do that shit in the Xterra all the time because it would just take so long to heat.
You're like, I ain't got time for this, man.
Yeah, and I'm always running late. So I'm like, fuck it. How about the freeway bugs are like hit me in the face?
Head out the window.
Yeah.
Or like it's starting to defrost like the bottom, so you're like,
yeah.
you're like leaning down to like look out at it.
That's awkward when you're driving like this and you're just trying to figure everything out.
That's how it was in the Hyundai. Like the right side would always kind of like the passenger side would always kind of like defrost a little bit like faster.
Yeah.
So it'd always like I'd be like leaned over looking out the passenger window.
Dude, that Hyundai had the worst defrost ever.
Yeah.
Like mine anyways. Yours was brand new, but mine was, oh my God, dude. That car was just the biggest sack of shit. But it was my car.
Yeah.
So
and it was cheap.
Super cheap.
And honestly, very reliable. Had that shit for like 12 years.
Yeah.
I only had to replace the transmission once. And that was because that was the only thing I ever had to replace. I had to replace the transmission because I blew it out. But that was the only work I put in that car. I honestly didn't even change the oil for the first like 7,000 miles.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I know, it's crazy to think I used to drive around in that little tin can, and now I have a nice car.
You got a drug dealer car.
I got a drug dealer car. I mean, hey.
You got to wrap it now, dude.
I know. I need to save up the money to do that.
Yeah, wraps are not cheap.
Yeah, I got quoted like $2,400. So, yeah.
From Wrap It Up?
Yeah, that's like really hard for me to justify just to wrap
100%.
up my car.
Especially since it's not permanent.
That's for like satin pearl white, which is what I want to wrap my car in.
Just wrap it in that E3D, bro.
Dude, that would be super gangster. I seen Sterling yesterday.
You see his Porsche?
I seen him 2 days ago. Yeah, I knew it was him from afar because it was a wrapped Panamera. Yeah. And I was like, dude,
that's fair.
I like waved like a mile down. He honked.
Yeah.
One of my coworkers.
That car stands out.
Yeah.
One of your coworkers said what?
One of my coworkers was like, dude, that thing is sick. I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know that guy.
It looks like a fucking supercar now.
It
was already a supercar.
It looks nuts, yeah.
But it looks
super nuts.
It looks like an Instagram car.
Also, the dude who got his Ram wrapped in the Woodland E3D lives close to
the
Sterling.
PNW,
Yeah.
the Pacific Northwest.
That dude lives close to Sterling.
Yeah.
He lives like on that same road.
Yeah. That shit looks sick too.
I drove by and I drove because that's like our test route, and I looked to the side. I was like, "Oh, that's where that motherfucker lives.
Yeah.
Got a big house." Yeah, that shit looks dope on that Ram.
Yeah.
All lifted with that. That's a cool.
You saw his Ford, right? The Roush.
The Roush, yeah.
With the black.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
Yeah.
That Roush is a dope truck.
I think they're. Have you seen Jeremy's new truck? I think he got.
Oh yeah, he got a black Silverado from Medford Dodge.
Yeah. Probably pissed off Ron.
Well, I mean,
why would you not come here?
Well, he tried, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess he's gonna wrap his in the
E3D?
Sandstorm.
The Sandstorm one.
Yeah.
That'll look dope. So cool on that.
Because he has like those burnt brown wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll look sick.
Yeah, he's got a nice truck. It's a good looking truck.
Anyway, people listening are like, I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
A lot.
We're talking about this E3D pattern that Era 3, which the company that I work for, is putting out. It's pretty cool.
It's a custom camouflage that
Yeah.
people are getting wraps, and it looks really cool.
It's about to blow up. Anyway, dude, I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry.
Yeah,
we're an hour and a half. We're an hour and 4 minutes in. We honestly didn't even talk about any of like the current events and shit, but that'll be for next time.
Yeah,
We'll save that for the next one.
Well, 6ix9ine coming back is current.
Yeah, it's
Quarantine being over.
Yeah. Quarantine being over for the most part.
Current. Luke is current.
Oh yeah, I guess we kind of touched on some stuff.
Those are kind of the major stuff for us in our life.
Yeah,
I don't really know what else is going on.
we'll get into it a little bit more next week. I think we're gonna have a guest next week. Just got the new computer, so we can actually record on this. And I think we'll have a guest. I'm gonna try to get. Well, I'm not even gonna say it on here, but I have some people that I'm talking to. We'll try to knock out a couple.
I'm waiting for responses. So.
Yeah. For people not having shit to do, they're really bad at getting back to.
I know.
Yeah.
Just straight up be like, nah, dude, I'm good.
The problem is that like you end up going to their request DM sometimes.
Yeah.
Like if they don't follow you, you end up in their request, and it's like
there's just hundreds and hundreds.
I'm trying to get Martin on. I was talking to Martin the other day.
Yeah. That'd be dope.
That man is just so busy.
Yeah, he is really, dude. He's doing
launching
so
that
much
new
right
equipment company,
Limitless or whatever.
Limitless. I'm
Which
trying
is
to
cool.
get.
And now he's on.
I'm gonna see if he can send some shit out here to Justin.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be super dope.
I was talking to him, but he's fucking busy.
Oh yeah.
But I'm trying to get him on. I've been trying for so long to get him on.
He's just a man that
He just doesn't. He doesn't like doing interviews.
Yeah.
He told me. But we'll get him on eventually.
Well,
maybe we'll get him on when Fast 9 gets closer to coming out.
Well, not only dude, shout out Martin for getting on such a huge feature film. Like
I hope he's in a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
Because I know how like that goes sometimes, and like they end up cutting out a lot of it. But hopefully he's in good for
the fact he even just got to hang around like
he knows all those dudes now. I wonder if he has a fight scene with The Rock.
Dude,
bro, how epic would that be?
That'd be nuts. Imagine saying like you got to fight The Rock in a movie.
I feel like he does. I feel like he doesn't though.
Probably not. He probably fights Toretto. Vin Diesel.
I wonder how they're gonna fucking do that because Vin Diesel's like 4 feet tall.
Yeah, I don't know.
They put Vin Diesel on a box.
He's
like eye to eye with Martin. We're like, this doesn't look right.
I'm like, I know for a fact that's accurate.
Nobody is eye to eye with Martin. That's insane.
He's like 7 feet tall.
Oh, that's the thing. What about Eddie Hall fighting fucking?
Oh yeah,
the Mountain. What the fuck?
Or Tyson?
You think that's actually gonna happen?
Yeah, probably.
You think Eddie Hall will actually fight the Mountain?
Fuck yeah, why not?
I don't think so, dude.
I don't think Eddie Hall's gonna.
I feel like that's terrible because the amount of damage that they'll do to each other.
Yeah.
Like even if neither of them is a good boxer, it's almost worse if they're not good boxers.
Because they're just
gonna be swinging. Imagine somebody with a fist the size of this fucking computer hitting you in the fucking head, and the man literally benches like 700 pounds.
Dude, the thing that's what's crazy about people like that, like those strongmen, is they don't have to be good fighters or know how to throw a punch to just like flatten you.
He could hammer fist Eddie, or Eddie could hammer fist Thor.
There's just so much weight behind their fist.
Exactly. There's so much power.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah.
Especially if they're not wearing headgear and they're wearing full gloves. Like, dude.
Who do you got if it goes down?
I don't know, dude. That's tough.
I think I have to go with the Mountain.
I feel like the Mountain, but I feel like Eddie can take a lot more, maybe. But I don't know how Eddie's gonna hit him in the face.
I don't know, dude.
Like the reach difference is insane.
Yeah, I know. He's gonna have to rock his body.
He's just gonna be throwing body shots. But I mean, I could see Eddie being more athletic than Thor.
I could see
Eddie's more quick than Thor, I think.
Yeah, and I could see Eddie. I could see Eddie clipping Thor. Just like one good time.
I could see him getting some body shots in and maybe dropping Thor that way. Like, because dude, a body shot from either of those dudes is that's not.
It's just so much power. But their
And then how are they going to do
nuts.
how are they going to do the weight? Like
Yeah.
Thor was 440 when he deadlifted.
Jesus Christ.
Eddie Hall's probably like 360 right now, 370 maybe.
Yeah, because he had cut down.
He cut down. Are they going to meet in the middle? Because Eddie at 400 pounds isn't going to move around.
Yeah, Eddie at 400 is not.
That's not
around.
a good one. And there's no way Thor's dropping to like 350.
He'd be so lean. He's like kind of lean.
He's already got six pack at 440 fucking pounds. Dude.
That's so crazy. What a fucking big dude.
Dude, I don't think it's Thor? A good fucking idea for either of them, dude. Like, what is the good outcome? Like, yeah, they'll make some money, but you're risking a lot of injury. Like, it's not that bad for Eddie because Eddie's not competing anymore.
Yeah,
he's just doing the Hollywood thing. But dude, you get your face shattered like that. That takes away a lot of those Hollywood TV shows and stuff.
Yeah, dude.
But Thor's still competing, unless he's not competing anymore because now he's going to train for the next year and a half to box.
Is that how long they're going to train?
They're fighting next September. Eddie Hall's already started his boxing training. Jeez. And boxing's not one of those things where if one of you is good at boxing, you can just get away with it. Like,
yeah.
If one of them is good at boxing, that's like light years ahead of the other dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like if you don't know how to fight and you fight someone that just kind of knows how to fight, it's like,
oh yeah, you get wrecked.
You get wrecked, dude. Like just when we did that boxing, like you, me, and Jameson, like I don't know how to box, but fucking, and that dude destroyed me, and I was like twice the size of him.
I know.
And he was just rocking me in the fucking stomach, and I was like,
he punched me in my fucking chest.
Oh, yeah, you dropped. He punched you in the chest, and you just dropped.
That was like so much power. I just couldn't even see it coming.
We should have filmed that. That should have been a YouTube video.
I know.
We should have filmed that, because that would have been, people would have laughed so fucking hard at us just getting our ass beat by this older dude, just tiny older dude.
Yeah, he's like a multiple Golden Gloves champ.
Yeah, he fucked us up. But yeah, dude. Thor has to start training for that.
Yeah.
So is he not competing at World's Strongest Man?
I would think that probably not.
And it's two different types of training, dude. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Let's do a triple threat match. Those two and Tyson, all in the ring at the same time.
Oh, Tyson still wins.
Dude, Tyson would kill them.
I can't.
The amount of power he had in that video.
I can't believe how much of a freak he still is, and he's like hella in shape now too,
dude.
I was watching a clip from Rogan's podcast about it, and he was like talking because he had talked to Tyson before, and Tyson said the reason why he doesn't get into shape, because at the time he was pretty out of shape. Yeah. He said the reason he doesn't get into shape is because it'll ignite his ego again.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
Now his fucking ego's ignited.
Yeah,
and now he's back to that violent, just like crazy fucking just dude.
Dude, that video is creepy. Like he's just like, it's got the music. He's fucking smashing the bag, and then at the end he's just like, "I'm back."
I know, I'm back.
And it's like, that's like scary, dude.
Dude, yeah, because he's like moving like he's 20 years old again.
Dude, if you watch that video without looking at his face, you're like, he looks like a 30-year-old Tyson.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you see his face, he's got that fucking gray beard. It's like, what the fuck?
I'm back. Yeah. Dude, I can't wait for that fight or whatever is going on, because he looks crazy good. He has it in him to just be that.
I guess Holyfield wants to fight him.
Holyfield's fucked up, dude.
Holyfield apparently has never stopped working out. I haven't seen him recently, but apparently he said that he's never stopped working out. But if you listen to him talk, he sounds super punch drunk. I was listening to him talk on a year or two ago when he was on The Fighter and the Kid.
Yeah.
And he does not make any sense when he's talking. Like, he sounds super fucked up.
But Tyson's still
if he's still in shape, like, how do you weigh that? I don't know.
But Tyson's in great shape.
Tyson's in great shape.
And he moves.
And he sounds relatively normal.
Yeah,
like, he's never sounded totally sane.
Yeah, yeah.
But he doesn't sound like punch drunk.
Yeah, he sounds, for the most part,
because he's never really taken that much damage.
Well,
just the drugs.
He's literally only been knocked out like 6 times in like 55 fights.
And all the drugs that he did back in the day.
Lots of drugs.
Yeah. But outside of that, it seems pretty normal. So
I don't know. It'll be really exciting to see.
I'm pissed because I posted that Cannon Briggs one.
Dude,
and
let's go, champ.
But apparently the guy that was promoting that didn't have the contract signed when he put that out on the thing. He put out that Tyson was going to fight Cannon Briggs in a bare knuckle fight.
Are you kidding me? Tyson would kill Cannon.
Yeah, 100%. But apparently they were working on that, but they never signed the contract, and the guy just posted that. And so I was like, oh shit, like that's why I reposted it.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
thinking that it was on.
Cannon would never fucking stay. I really like him,
I like Shannon.
He's a super cool guy.
But he'd get killed.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but he would.
Even
Tyson
in
would
his heyday, he was a average boxer at best.
Tyson, not even in the beginning was Tyson an average boxer.
No.
Since
Even at the end of his career, he was never an average boxer. He'd still piece up everybody.
Towards the end of his career, he didn't even train for fights. He stopped training for fights and still almost would win them.
Yeah. Dude's a freak.
Yeah. But
I'm excited for that. Hopefully if that happens, we have to try to go.
I show Ron those clips,
Yeah.
like the new ones of Tyson training.
Let me tell you, buddy.
Listen, buddy, I'm just telling you, 53 years old. But no, he thinks it's great because he's a big Tyson fan.
100%.
Yeah.
If that happens, we have to try to go, dude.
Oh,
I'm
dude.
sure tickets will be outrageous.
They'll be so ridiculous.
But
I don't give a shit.
We could try.
$1,000, here you go.
I'm at least going to the Thor fight. The Thor fight next year.
Either one of those, yeah, it would be dope.
I'm for sure going to that. But if the Tyson thing happens, I'm going to try to go to that. I'm sure I will not be able to afford tickets, but I'm going to at least try.
I'm going to try to afford them. I'll start saving now.
Yeah.
No, I've been saving, so I'm good.
Anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
shit.
Well,
Good shit.
if Tyson hears this, we'd like you on that for the week.
Yeah.
Not that he will.
Eminem was
If somebody
just on his
knows
podcast.
what,
Eminem was on Tyson's podcast.
so we can get on podcast with him.
Yeah,
I
so
think?
we can get a
that
podcast
basically.
with-
I mean,
That's usually what that means. If Eminem is on there, that means that we can be on there.
maybe I'll make that the cover. I'll Photoshop us next to Tyson or something.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I'll tag him. I'll be like, hey. And
Yeah.
maybe he'll find it funny and be like, yeah, I want to be on your podcast.
He has a really good sense of humor for being
Oh,
someone who annihilates people's faces.
And he's got a good business going too. That Tyson Farms, apparently, that his marijuana thing.
Really?
I guess he doesn't own it, but he's like a partner in it. It's like a
Oh.
Airbnb resort that grow like on a weed ranch. I don't know, down in
Oh.
California.
It's kind of cool.
And he's got his own brand of weed.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, whatever.
Hey, he's making money.
Yep.
I'm just happy he's not broke.
Yeah, for real. Me too. I'm glad he's doing good.
Yeah. Anyway, this was a good episode, dude.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to be back into normalcy.
Yeah, it's really nice.
All right, guys. Make sure you guys check out blasthouse.com. Not for the week, or NFTW gets you a discount. Yeah, get you some subs now that the gyms are open. And
Get
if your
some
gyms are
subs.
not open, sorry.
Get some subs. Get some merch.
Yeah, new merch coming soon.
Get dope as fuck.
In the next week or
Ooh.
two, we're gonna have some new merch.
New merch.
Yeah. So appreciate you guys for listening. Do the normal thing: like, subscribe, tell a friend, all that good stuff. If you have suggestions of anybody you'd like to see on the podcast, let us know. Tag them, whatever. And
Do the thing.
And do the thing. And we appreciate you guys for listening, sticking with us through this quarantine. And yeah, stay savage, my friends.
Peace.